to Turn to the Stars. My name is Andrea Klim, and I am an astrological counselor and a core shamanic practitioner from the local area. And today the show is really informational, fun, and got some news that I'm going to talk about before the show even progresses. So today's show is all about the new moon, which I call a cosmic key. I went to a class a couple years back, maybe 4 years ago, with an astrologer who taught me about the cosmic key, as he called it, which is the new moon. The new moon promises a theme of what will grow over the course of the month. And this Thursday, August 17th of 2012, is a new moon, or what I call a cosmic key. So I'm going to talk about that today. This is an especially important cosmic key due to the timing and the year that we're living in, 2012. So I am going to go into that in depth. But before we begin, I want to talk to you about some really special things that we've got coming up at Turn to the Stars. I mean, really exciting. And I am going to begin teaching in Concord High School. And as you can see on the screen, if you have wanted to learn astrology, I am going to be teaching in the adult education program both at Concord High School and Derry West Running Brook Middle School starting in September. The websites you see on the screen are the sources or the places, links online where you can go to register. Please, these are very structured programs, step by step, but they're also a lot of fun and designed to teach you step by step how to interpret an astrology birth chart and so much more. So please, if you're interested, please go and register. I'll be looking to see you in these classes. And then the next thing that I want to tell you about, which I am so excited about, this has been being planned for quite some time, is I am Turn to the Stars and myself, I am facilitating, supporting, putting together an ESP development workshop for Ramona Garcia and Marlene Mercedes. Ramona has been voted 2 years in a row one of the top 10 psychics in the world by Globe magazine. She is a phenomenal, very special lady, and she has an incredible wealth of information along with Marlene. Marlene is also a world-renowned psychic. And as you can see on the screen, develop your extrasensory perception and learn how to apply these techniques in your daily life. This workshop is going to be held. It's a day-and-a-half workshop on October 13th and 14th at the Yard Seafood and Steakhouse in Manchester, where we hold our psychic holistic fairs. However, it is going to be, again, Saturday, October 13 and 14, and that date from 9 to 4:30, which includes a hot buffet lunch. And then a Sunday from 9 to 12, which is basically, Sunday is going to be practicing and perfecting the techniques that you've learned over the course of these classes. So we are extremely excited to be bringing these workshops to you and hoping that that you will register, that you will want to learn these tools of life management for life and managing the sensitive side of the human being. So again, you can go on to turntothestars.com and you will see this right on the home page, and you can just click on register and register right there. We are expecting that there is going to be people flying in from out of state, staying at the Best Western, as there is accommodations there. So if you're watching this show, please tell your friends, tell your family. We want to make sure that everyone knows, because this is a very special opportunity. I can't encourage you enough, and I will encourage you to register and learn how to gain these tools of managing your extrasensory perception. And so now to move on to the show that I have planned for today, which is extremely interesting. As I said before, the new moon, which is the cosmic key. And it's interesting that I'm going to show you a chart of what this new moon looks like. You can see in the top, just past 12 o'clock, that I've circled in black where the new moon is. You see the sun, the glyph for the sun, the circle with the dot, and the crescent, which is the moon, together at 25 degrees of Leo and 6 minutes. This new moon promise is this Thursday, August 17th, and the symbol, or the best way that I would overall describe this energy, which is going to begin manifesting, we're already feeling it this week, we're in preparation for it, is united we stand, divided we fall. And it is truly that. This energy, 25 degrees, and why I say that is that there is a technique or a tool that we can also use in astrology, which is called the Sabian symbols, which were created by Mark Edmund Jones. And there's a lady, I forget her name, I believe it's Elise, and they designed for each degrees of the zodiac a symbol that would take us deeper into understanding the symbology of the energy of that degrees. It's another tool that takes us deeper into understanding. Now, some of the things that I will say right up front is that this degrees of Leo. Leo is a sign that wants to express itself. It says, look at me, I shine, I'm beautiful, I want you to see me, I want to create, I want to have fun, I want that child inside me to come out and play. And so we have that theme, but the thing that is so important about this degrees is that when you shine, when you are at your very best, it vibrates out, and people around you begin to feel that energy, and they want to know what you're doing, and that makes you feel so good. And you know, people tend to naturally gravitate to where there's positivity, and so that is so important. And as far as the symbol, the Sabian symbol is the symbol of a rainbow. And we're going to put that on the screen. This is a picture of a rainbow that I took in Derry, New Hampshire. And it was, as the sun was out, as there was a storm and the sun came out. And it was just a beautiful rainbow. But this is the symbol of that is growing as this new moon in Leo occurs. And as you all know, we are on this bumpy ride this year as we move through 2012, and I believe that countries, you know, the United States birth chart that you saw on the screen a couple of minutes ago had a really good, showed really well that you see that new moon up there in the top of the chart, and if you take your hand and go straight across, you'll see the moon of the United States birth chart, which is exactly opposite from this new moon. And this is one of the biggest reasons that you know, I would describe this new moon for the United States, especially for the world, for all of us, that united we stand. When we come together, when our awareness raises of our specialness, but the specialness of the world around us, and the public, and that, you know, if we come together, that we've got so much more to gain. And just before I go on with the show any further, I want to play a video that I created yesterday, which is the fun part of this show, which is also informational, but the time that we are at right now of this year, 2012, this time, August, is a huge turning point, and it is so important for us to keep looking forward and not look back. And that's what this video will help you to understand. So I'm going to play that and be right back.
There is no hiding place. problems you'll just have to face. Oh, if you just put your hand in mine, we're gonna leave all our troubles behind. We're gonna walk and don't look back. Gonna walk and don't look back. Now if your first lover let you down, there's something that can be done. Tell her what to do, bro. Don't hear your faith in love, remembering what become. Oh no. So if you just put your hand in mine, we're gonna leave all our troubles behind. Gonna walk, don't look back. We're gonna walk and don't look back. If you just put your hand in mine, we're gonna leave all our troubles behind. We're gonna walk and don't look back. Keep on walking. Gonna walk and don't look back. Places behind you, there to remind you. If your first lover broke your heart, something can be done. Don't hear your faith in love, remember what's been gone. But if you just put your hand in mine, we're gonna leave all our troubles behind. Gonna walk and don't look back. Gonna walk and don't look back. Gonna walk and don't look back. How far you been walking, man? 100 miles. Just to walk, don't look. You still got some more to walk, man. I know, got a long way to go. I'm getting kind of tired, but I got to keep on walking. I'm walking barefoot. You know. Keep on walking. We got to walk and don't look back. And keep on walking. We're gonna walk and don't look back. And keep on.
So just keep on walking and don't look back. That's basically the theme, one of the biggest themes of this period of time in August. The new moon, August 17th, through the full moon, which is also the blue moon, on August 31st, is super special. When you have two full moons in 1 month, the second full moon is called the blue moon. So it's a very special occurrence. And so that music was by Peter Tosh and Mick Jagger, and it's called Don't Look Back. And with us at this turning point, at this time, and the reason I'm calling it a turning point is because the eclipses that came in at the end of May, the solar eclipse, really did cause us to look back a bit and to bring forth our knowledge and to bring those two sides, that duality of who we are together. And the lunar eclipse that came in on June 4th, with the next day being the Venus transit across the face of the sun. These are incredibly intense and powerful energies that were dictating change, and it cast a shadow. Eclipses cast a shadow. As you saw in that video, there was a shadow that was projected. It was actually my shadow at the beach. However, the shadow, what those eclipses project are a shadow of change that would be coming into our lives over the next 6 months. And halfway through, which is where we're at right now, is that turning point. So that's why this show, this cosmic key of this new moon, is so very important. And it does talk to us about our financial welfare here in the United States and the world, being that new moon starts and shines its light of new beginning, that theme of a new start in that particular area that you saw in the chart, which is about other people. It is time to transform what we already have. It's time to create anew. It is the end of a cycle. We're at the end of a cycle in this time that we're living in. So astrologically, this new moon does sextile Saturn. It's which is typically an opportune type of energy, and it is also, Saturn and Mars are actually together right now in the constellation of Libra. So what's happening astrologically is that this new moon is sextiling Saturn, which is conjunct Mars, and it's making an aspect to both Pluto, which is squaring Uranus, and Venus in opposition to Pluto and square Uranus. So there's a lot going on. What all of that means to you is this new moon phase is a reminder that each of us is a spark and a creation of perfection. Express your individuality. Very, very important. Yet at the same time, we need to realize we're connected to one another by the perfection of a spirit from the same source that ties us all together. So we need to shine, but we also need to help each other to shine. When you shine a light, there's no dark that can stay. So 25 degrees of Leo paints a picture that basically the whole picture, take a look at the whole picture. It's greater than the part emphasizing, the phrase. The whole picture is united we stand, divided we fall. So, and you saw the rainbow, which is the symbol of this energy, which will be growing every day as the moon grows in light. August 17th, there's no light that day, but that rainbow reminds us that there is a pot of gold at the end of this rainbow, and that even though we've been in a storm of change on all levels, the overall symbol is that the realization of what's to come to man for his guidance whenever he strives to reach his goals of a more enduring sort. So keep looking ahead. Look for, dig deep inside and access that spirit of positivity that you have within you. And you'll see every day, create something new, express yourself, make some fun, make light, of the situations, because we don't need to look back. Sometimes we need to look back only so that we can move ahead. But every day as that new moon grows into being a full moon, we'll be reminded of how important our individual light is collectively toward the whole. And let your will, the willpower, Leo is a fixed sign, so the will is very strong and determined with this sign. So the willpower and the commitment to work for the good of all and to realize we're all parts of the greater whole and the all is what this energy is going to remind us daily. So now let's move on to talk about what this light of this full moon, blue moon, on August 31st will shed for us. And here's the chart of the full moon, blue moon, August 31st, and the symbol. The new frontier we need to visit is within. This full moon is at 8 degrees of Pisces, and you can see it in the bottom, on the very bottom of the chart, on the second ring. The crescent for the moon is at 8 degrees of Pisces, and that symbol, which I'll put on the screen, is the symbol that describes this full moon, is of a girl blowing her bugle, expressing her inner talent with a little friend there. So Pisces is one that tends to obsess about what it feels. It tends to express itself. Now this is going to be a big expression because it's Pisces. Pisces is boundaryless. So the empathy, the compassion, the emotion of the creativity that we all have inside is so prominent as we approach this blue moon, full moon at the end of this month. So remember, the new frontier we need to visit is within. Listen to your inner guidance. Let it guide you. And so important. And so as we create, as we have fun, as we express ourselves, people are going to begin to feel this, and they're going to want to know what you're doing. So this blue moon indicates a second, as I said before, it's the second full moon in the month, so it's called the blue moon. And the aspects that are in the night sky right now, what their message is to us is telling us that what we're experiencing as a global community or individually may be created by who we think we are, rather than who we truly are. So think about that, who we think we are rather than who we truly are. And so here's some questions you might be asking yourself along this path. As the shadow is gone, all of this is at a turning point, that theme of change that has been in your life. Have we allowed our feelings, our emotions, our thoughts, and our beliefs to be overcome by the awe of the spectacular and the excitements of our modern achievements? And have we lost our connections with our spiritual source and with one another? Those are big questions that we should all be asking ourselves as we move through this time, as this emotion, as we begin to obsess over these feelings. And so important that we are in realization, if we do not serve these feelings, if we do not acknowledge these feelings that we're carrying, there will be that sense of, and I hate to use this word, of suffering, emotional suffering. So what we think matters and not, so in the United States, let me just make this clear. What is really important and essential for the health and success of the greatest creation of the universe or of life is being jeopardized. The whole world is being jeopardized by what we think matters and not what really matters. So the time we're living in, emotions drive us to act, to express. So in the modern world, with everything laid in front of us begging our attention, do we have the wisdom to choose the right thing that will benefit all of us and make life worthwhile? So as you saw before, the Sabian symbol for the moon in 9 degrees Pisces, and the sun on that full moon on August 31st will be at 9 degrees of Virgo, is taken from the Sabian symbols in astrology by Mark Edmund Jones. And they are, an incredible tool to extend the insight we can provide with astrology. Interesting is that Pisces at 9 degrees there's a symbol of a jockey, or the symbol of eagerness for life, an individual who must show in any true revelation of himself and of the concern he must have for his struggles and competitions of everyday life. So I'm going to encourage you, as we come into this new theme on August 17th, and every day as we grow in that energy and as we grow in that light of that cosmic key toward the end of August, that you do obsess about your inner guidance, that you do obsess about the positive things that you feel that you can do to make a difference in the world. We will be under an increasing obligation to be successful in sharing them or our ideas with those in our lives. This is our responsibility to ourselves and others. You will feel this as this energy grows. So our key word is to practice. The practice of inner shining develops promises, and outer shining develops. So the practice inner shining, practice, letting your light shine through your spirit, and it does promise that you will shine out in the world. So I encourage you to dream, envision, feel, believe, create, and practice. So there's so much more information that I would love to share with you on the show, but if you're interested in a private consultation, you can always contact me, Andrea at Turn to the Stars. And I wanted to remind you before the end of the show about the 2 upcoming events that we have I am teaching astrology at Concord High School and at Derry Middle School in the adult education program starting in September. And the websites you see on the screen are the way that you can access the registration. So if you can write these down, www.classesforlife.com. That's for Concord High School. That is on a Wednesday night. And Derry, New Hampshire, West Runningbrook Middle School, go to www.derry.k12.nh.us/ I can't see it there, from adult ed /2012 fall -brochure.pdf, and you can download the registration forms. And as I said before, the class is designed with structure, but also to be fun and to provide you with the knowledge, the tools to interpret an astrology birth chart. And then the other thing that I want to remind you about before the end of the show is ESP Development Workshop that Turn to the Stars is hosting for Ramona Garcia and Marlene Mercedes, October 13th, 14th at the Yard Seafood and Steakhouse. Saturday the 13th from 9 to 4:30 with a hot buffet lunch, and then Saturday from 9 to 12. And as I said before, Ramona is a super special lady, and you really don't want to miss this workshop. You can sign up right on my website, register there. So I want to say thank you for tuning in to Turn to the Stars. I am so appreciative of your support and you watching the show every week. And I want to remind you to don't look back. Just keep on walking. And as we turn the corner together, as we shine our light together, as we are brave and fearless in our walk ahead, as we are changing the world in the time we're living in. So turn to the stars and you'll find your answers there, or whatever tool it is that you find that works. That's what's most important, what works for you in your positive development of your life. So again, thanks for watching Turn to the Stars. I will see you